Imagine stepping on the throttle and feeling a force so violent it erases every thought from your mind. Imagine a supercar so fast it bends your sense of reality, yet so refined you could drive it to work without breaking a sweat. Now imagine all of that wrapped in the body of a Porsche 911. This is the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S, a machine that doesn't just push boundaries, it ignores them entirely. Today, we dive into a technological masterpiece, a car that blends the soul of the iconic 911 with hybrid power, electric turbos, and mind-bending acceleration. A machine that comfortably humiliates exotic supercars twice its price. A machine so powerful that Porsche had to reinvent the very idea of what handling means, just to keep it tame. This is not just another car review. This is the story of how Porsche built a 701 horsepower T-hybrid monster that pushes the limits of physics while remaining as practical as your daily grocery getter. So buckle up, because this story, it's about to launch hard. 1. The legacy of luxury, performance, and practicality. Long before the 2026 Turbo S became a headline-destroying hybrid monster, the 911 Turbo had already earned its place in automotive history. Back in the 80s, the Turbo wasn't merely a performance icon, it was a fashion statement. Former CD editor Don Sherman once described seeing Porsche owners who bought 911 Turbos not only for the brutal acceleration, but also because the car matched their designer clothes, jewelry, and expensive watches. It was a status symbol first, a supercar second. But Porsche engineered the Turbo line with a unique trinity: luxury, performance, and everyday usability. Unlike low-slung Ferraris and Lamborghinis, with tricky visibility and stiff suspensions, the 911 Turbo always had a more upright driving position, superior visibility, a trunk, back seats, and, since the mid-90s, confidence-boosting all-wheel drive. This meant you could drop the kids at school, pack some luggage, and then absolutely demolish a highway on-ramp in the same machine. And the 2026 model? It still honors that legacy, while rewriting the definition of speed. 2. The heart of a monster. The 701 horsepower T-hybrid engine. At the core of the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S lies something truly revolutionary. The 9A3B 6T hybrid flat 6, a masterpiece of engineering adapted from the new Carrera GTS but pushed far beyond its limits. Porsche downsized the displacement from 3.7 liters to 3.6, but added not one, but two electrically assisted turbochargers. These small but violently fast snails spin up to 145,000 RPM, eliminating turbo lag completely. The result? A crushing 701 horsepower delivered with brutal immediacy from 6,500 to 7,000 RPM. And thanks to electric assist, peak torque, 590 pound-feet, is available over a huge band from 2,300 to 6,000 RPM. The electric turbos recover power as they spin, sending energy to an electric motor integrated inside the 8-speed PDK gearbox. This motor adds another 80 horsepower all on its own. 3. The numbers that break brains. Pure acceleration. Let's talk speed. Because the 2026 Turbo S doesn't just walk past supercars, it embarrasses them. Porsche's official numbers suggest a 0 to 60 time near 2.0 seconds flat. But Porsche always underrates their cars, and the previous 640 horsepower Turbo S already hit 60 in 2.1 seconds, and even 2.2 seconds on ordinary asphalt. With 701 horsepower, electric turbos, and AWD traction, Real-world tests will likely show 1.9 seconds, making it one of the fastest production cars ever made. Quarter mile? Porsche says 9.9 seconds, but again, expect quicker. The previous Turbo S already cracked 9.9. With this power? 9.7 or 9.8 is absolutely on the table. 4. Taming the beast, reinventing the chassis. When Porsche added around 200 pounds of hybrid hardware, they faced a new challenge, controlling an even heavier, even more powerful rear-engined monster. The solution? An entire suite of upgraded handling tech that turns brute power into razor-sharp precision. First, the rear tires now measure 325/30-ZR21, up from 315, because every millimeter counts when you're trying to control 701 horses. Porsche also installed an all-new electro-hydraulic Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, EHPDCC. Powered by the T-Hybrid's 400-volt system, this active anti-roll system reacts faster than anything the 911 has ever used before. 5. Aerodynamics that think for you. Power and grip alone aren't enough for a car this fast. It needs intelligent airflow. And Porsche gave the 2026 Turbo S some of the most sophisticated aerodynamics ever fitted to a street car. At the front, the large vertical cooling flaps open and close depending on engine load. Cruise on the highway. They stay closed to reduce drag. Mash the throttle. They snap open instantly to feed the intercoolers and radiators. But the real innovation comes from the underbody flaps positioned ahead of the front wheels. These work with the cooling flaps to control downforce, stability, and even brake cooling. 6. Behind the wheel. Nothing prepares you. Driving the 2026 Turbo S on Spain's 3.4-mile Ascari circuit is like stepping into another dimension. According to testers, the electric turbos deliver shove so instant that it feels like a massive V8 is lurking behind you, not a flat 6 hybrid. Acceleration is relentless, brutal, ceaseless. You don't build speed, you teleport. Despite its nearly 4,000-pound weight, the grip is phenomenal. Turn-in is sharp, the chassis is poised, and the four-wheel steering makes it feel like a much smaller car. The only time testers felt any instability was during unfamiliar corners, when mid-turn adjustments confused the active systems. Even then, the car never came close to losing control. 7. A luxury supercar you can daily drive. Here's where the Turbo S becomes completely unmatched. Its ability to be both a supercar and a luxury commuter. In normal mode, everything softens. The ride is supple. The steering lightens. The throttle mellows out. The visibility, thanks to the classic 911 cabin shape, is exceptional. Creeping through traffic? Easy. Parking? Easier than many SUVs? Want to hear the engine sing? Open the windows, turn on sport mode, and let the titanium exhaust scream. 8. The true superpower. Beating supercars at their own game. Supercars are supposed to be dramatic, exotic, and demanding. They're meant to feel like events, exciting but inconvenient. That's where the 2026 911 Turbo S flips the script. Ferraris and Lamborghinis offer similar power, but none combine it with Porsche's relentless usability. The Turbo S gives you supercar performance without supercar drawbacks. No fragile clutches. No ridiculously low front splitters. No impossible blind spots. No temperamental race car behavior. And then there's the price. While McLarens and Lamborghinis break 6 figures easily, sometimes into $500,000 territory, the Turbo S costs a fraction of that and outperforms them anyway. The future of the 911. Electrified but uncompromised hybridization often scares purists. They fear slower throttle response, artificial sound, or unnecessary complexity. But Porsche didn't use hybrid power to save fuel. They used it to unlock performance no gas-only engine could ever deliver. The 2026 Turbo S proves that electrification doesn't have to dilute character. Instead, it enhances the 911's strengths. The Turbo S isn't the end of an era. It's the start of a new one. The 2026 Porsche 911. Turbo S is more than a car. It's a technological milestone wrapped in the body of a familiar icon. It blends the refinement of a luxury sedan, the practicality of a sports coupe, and the power of a hypercar, all while remaining unmistakably a 911. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.